We have our next giveaway winner. A big congratulations to Liberty or Death 1776 for winning this giveaway. If you would like to be eligible for future giveaways, including our upcoming Tier 8 Premium giveaway at 1,000 subscribers, then make sure you're subscribed to the channel and commenting on videos like this one. The Strv 103B is the best tank destroyer in the game, and I'm going to show you why. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, LadPad, and we're going to start off in my favorite tank in the game. This is the Strv 103B, and what do you really need to know about this tank? It's got some of the best damage per minute in the entire game. The only thing that's really going to be faster is going to be the Tortoise and the Badger from the British tank destroyer line. They have a little bit of better damage per minute. Outside of that, the Strv 103B just cleans up. Moreover, this tank has pretty decent armor. Depending on what is shooting back at you, you're able to ricochet quite a few guns, especially if there's small calibers. And this thing is ridiculously quick as it moves around the battlefield. You saw me reversing there at a high rate of speed, and now I'm going forward. Now, I'm going to go into the siege mode. That gives me great gun depression and allows me to move my gun around. And the reason that I came over to this flank, and this is really important, is because my light tank was here. When you're playing in a tank, in a snipey tank destroyer like this one, and I believe this is the most accurate tank in the game, you need to play based off of your light tank. When I saw that there was only one light tank in the game, this T100 LT, I knew that I needed to support him, and wherever he was going to provide vision, I was going to follow in his footsteps. In a situation like this, there's really no reason for me to go anywhere except for where my light tank is. So long as he plays cleverly, I'm going to try to participate in whatever encounter he interacts in as much as I possibly can. Because he went on this zero line, initially I stayed where the grill 15 was, in that sort of J8 area. However, I noticed that my ally, my T100 LT, ended up going on the zero line, and so my instant reaction was I need to get there as quickly as possible. And that allows me to put in shots like these, and I'm already up to about 2,000 damage, and we've got an FV1 215B 183 spotted in the open, and now you're able to see where this tank excels as well. It is just incredibly accurate. You can hit these shots from just about anywhere. There is a field mod that can actually increase your rate of fire if you take away a little bit of your accuracy, and I do not take that field mod whatsoever. I don't take the rate of fire, I don't take the accuracy. I think this thing's accuracy is so important to it that there's no reason why you would ever want to nerf it, and simultaneously the rate of fire is just so dominant in this position that I'm unwilling to touch that as well. And you saw how we were able to put 4 shells in rapid succession into that FE215B 183. I now want to push up and try to take on this 140. Now the 140 has something that's really dangerous for me. The 140 is firing heat, and heat will cleave through this tank very, very quickly. I also get shot in the side by the mouse, and so because I'm in a crossfire, I need to get out of the line of sight as quickly as I can. I took 800 damage. I did 800 in return to that 140, but now I need to wait until my allies progress the situation just a little bit further. And in the midpoint of a game, you want to preserve your health as much as possible. I know that my bat chat is pushing in, and that I do not need to sacrifice my health going up there. Instead, I want to get ready for more shots, and with the T92 spotted in the open, I'm going to put in a shell and get to work. Now, I should say I am going to have a tank review coming up with this tank in the future, because I just think this thing is outstanding. It's so flexible in a way that a lot of people would not really predict. I don't see people really talking about this tank, perhaps I think as much as they should, because this thing, with its penetration, with its gun, I consider this to be perhaps the best gun in the game, and combined with a pretty solid chassis. Sure, it's a little inflexible with the siege mode. You notice I have to go in and out of the siege mode whenever I want to fight, and that slows me down considerably. However, I'm hard to penetrate if people are looking straight at me. I'm very quick when I want to be, and if you've got all these tools, you're able to do so many different things in a way that other tanks just are not capable of. I personally love the min-max extreme aspects of tanks. I love going for tanks with the highest damage or the most damage per minute or the fastest tanks. Anything that pushes the boundaries of what's possible in World of Tanks. I adore those tanks, and this thing just puts up a lot of things and pushes it to 11. You'll notice I get to put in a tracking shell so easily. I trust my gun so much in this situation. So sure, I take a shot in return from the Panzer 7, but I managed to put in 2 shells. I win that trade. At least I do more damage, and we're in the late stage of the game where I don't mind giving up a little bit of health to get a little bit more damage. And my incredible rate of fire means that I was able to put in 2 shells there. Now I'm going to face a Kranvon, and I don't mind coming over this ridge because I've got the armor and I can ricochet him if I need to. And Kranvon now turns to me, and I'm thinking maybe I'll go for that top weak point, and you can see just how accurate that is. I think I might have hit his upper, that tiny turret weak spot, just because this gun is so accurate. And even if I didn't, you can see how the awesome penetration of the Strv allowed me to get just a little bit more in. Now my armor is going to demonstrate why it's so useful. I managed to ricochet that shell. That's 560 alpha damage. That definitely would have killed me. And I put in a final shot to end the game, and that's 7,000 damage in just about 6 minutes on a city map nonetheless. And you can see this tank is not going to be stopped by a matchup. You can make this thing work in so many different situations where you wouldn't even expect that it's possible. Here's the post-game results. We knocked out 7,132 damage. We ended up with 3 kills, and I want to point out that this is on a city map. We have 1,021 base experience because we were doing a ton of damage at range. That was not our spotting. Huge shout out to our T100 LT who managed to put in 3,300 spotting. I think a huge chunk of which actually came from us. Shout out to the 140 that put in a couple shells against us, and this Kranvon that had a very strong game, but it was not enough to take down this replay, as we did double, or we managed to do more than these 2 players combined in our tank destroyer. We ended up making quite a sizable profit, 129,000, although I was not resupplying consumables or ammunition, so that definitely factored in. And in summary, the Strv 103B is amazing. One of the biggest mistakes you'll see other people making in this thing is just permanently camping all the time, and you need to push into the face of your enemies during opportune moments. There are so many times where you're able to get forward and really duke it out with people. You saw us push up against the Object 140, you saw us fight against the Panzer 7, and you are able to take some aggressive encounters when available, combined with the fact that you just are the best sniper in the game. You're able to mix these 2 different playstyles, and it makes the tank incredible. I have better replays in this tank. I'm saving those for an upcoming review, so please let me know when you would like to see that. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the growth on this channel. We're already up to, at this point, 300 plus subscribers, and that just blows me away. It really all came in the last week or so, so that's phenomenal, and I'm so thankful for that. And with that said, lad out.